Okay, good morning. Good morning. And welcome to Monos featuring me, Monica Mo Justice. I'm expecting it to be a quiet morning. Because once upon a crime, no, I'm expecting it to be a quiet morning. Um, I came off of my Sabbath, and I had to um really uh take some time to think about one, what my goals were going into Sabbath, and what my goals were, what my outcome would be coming out of Sabbath. Um, and being mindful of my journey, just being mindful of my journey and appreciative of my relationships, so to speak. Let me see something. Oh, I have this down. Okay. That's my. Hold on. Let me see something. For those of you who were having the right ear issues, please let me know if that has been resolved. Because I did do some tweaking, and I'm hoping I resolved that issue. Okay, let me just text my daughter for a second. I already know my answer. Okay. All right. So let me recap my Friday. So Friday morning, I went live, and I'm going to replay Friday morning live. My Friday morning live, because it seemed to have upset. Or no, let me use a different word. It seemed to have triggered a response or a reaction in um, the Real Yvonne. So I didn't understand, don't get it, don't understand it. But I'm going to go through it with you, and then we'll see. Um, we'll see. I only have 45 minutes. So hopefully I can do this in 45 minutes. Today's production, uh, it's not really satire, but it is a consequence of what happens with the relationships. It's another example of YouTube ships. Um, but the difference with this one is that I don't believe I have anything else to contribute to this discussion moving forward, um, after what I say today. Uh, and it's my hopes that I don't need to. Um, but it's all right. I'll address that when I leave out of here. Um, hopefully I won't have to address I don't really feel a need to address anything further, but it are what they are. But based on some statements that were made, I just want to clarify some facts because sometimes things are taken out of context, and I just want to make sure they're put in the same context. That at least my statements are appreciated and valued for what they were and what they were intended to be. I can't change the way a person feels about me, and I appreciate people's all the time. I appreciate people's candor when they can present it, and I could live with it. So I have no reference. I have no odd feelings about anything that was said that was derogatory to me in terms of how I or who I may be friends with or may not be friends with, or what something appears to be in somebody else's eyes. I can't stop a person from taking my life and evaluating it and coming to their own decision. As I say with how I interpret things here, and you guys have heard me say this a zillion times, so it's not going to be anything new. If you don't like the way your character is depicted in somebody else's story, you have an option to change the way your character behaves. And then maybe they'll tell the story differently. That holds true. That's how I feel about things over here. If you don't like the way I depict your character, then you need to change how your character engaged me. So either you could just take it as a keep it moving moment, or you can correct what needs to be corrected, or it's just one to grow on. In this situation, this is just one to grow on. I don't plan on changing anything in the way that I presented myself on Friday. I'm going to reinforce what I said on Friday. And I hope that if I'm doubling down on the way I feel about things, that other people will double down on the way they feel about their things. Or if they listen from a perspective of not being, if they just listened with their brain and not with their heart, maybe they would see just the story a little bit clearer, and maybe they came to different conclusions. All right, so I can't oh, where's the chat? Very interesting. Okay, I can't play Yvonne's video. And she definitely didn't play my video. And had she probably played it, it would not have fit the narrative. So we'll see. What I will play an excerpt from Karen's video, and hopefully it won't get me into a whole bunch of BS with her, RIBS, because I'm at that point right now. I'm resting pieces, everybody. I'm resting BS. This is resting BS. This is really what my definition of RIBS is. That's what this is right here. This whole thing right here is RIBS. And I'm going to give y'all my overview of it first, based on what the community is probably saying, because this is what I would be saying. There are three ladies in this equation right here. There's the Monica Mo Justice, there's the Real Yvonne, and there's Karen King. The community is probably saying, we don't fuck with all three of them. The long way, the hard way, the whatever way. Kind of like exiled people from the cemetery. Clout chasing, putting themselves in some scenario that they ain't got no business in. So what more can come out of it? It's like somebody, because this has been the theme this week. People have been coming to me like, oh, you want to be part of this, yada, yada, yada. So you're commenting on it, la, ba, bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, 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 right? So people are making videos to accommodate their audience. I don't think it's hard for people to understand that. That's exactly what's going on. People are accommodating the audience that they have. And they're giving the audience that they have the type of views that they want to see. So, unfortunately, this is the position that you will find folks in. But I don't believe any three of the women in this equation really wants to be down with anything that's related to this. The problem is that when the stories or the scripts get so fabricated, as they have in this case, where it sounds like there was a troll. Who goes busting trolls anyway? But they sound like there's a troll, and then the story that evolved around who's the troll, baby troll accounts, right? Evolved into, well, you're a troll. You picked this up. This is the troll. Well, why you know that that's the troll? Because you must be that troll, or you must be a troll type person. So we just expose you for being a troll type person, and it still doesn't make sense. Maybe it doesn't make sense because, to me, I'm speaking to me, didn't make sense to me because I'm not into the troll hunting thing. I don't give a damn about the trolls one way or the other. I don't even want them engaging me at some point in time. But I believe that, and this is just my overview, I believe that when this troll conversation came out, everyone knows how passionate Karen is about this troll situation. Nobody asked Karen for her 2 cents, 5 cents, half a cent, or whatever. She stayed on the background and really didn't put anything out there. And lo and behold, in her silence, here comes Yvonne troll busting. And this is my opinion of what I heard the Thursday when Gears was on Karen's panel. Karen was not on Gear's panel when she made the comments about 666. It's from Karen's own video. It's her kind of reflection of being on Gear's panel and having had to have the whole game that they played with so for me, since everybody got names, right, I'm just going to be like Psycho with the bird's eye view of everything. So when she was on a panel with Psycho with the bird's eye view of anything, she came out the following day with her video and she called upon Gears to come forward and have a conversation with her. And that's where this stuff begins. Yeah, in the bathroom. The Paul Mitchell one. Okay, so let me just get to Karen's video because I want you to hear what Karen said, only because it is the center point for what Yvonne seemed to be disturbed with me for not speaking on. So I want to be clear of what I didn't speak on and what I believe to be the origin of it. And first off, my brain pain. So Karen's video is entitled, last night's script was, last night's belonging to it script was, in quotes, is KK, and those should have been the other quotes, lady, those single quotes, is KK in the bushes, question mark, close quotes. Hashtag good life, hashtag KK. Now, I believe this is somewhere at the stuff in 28 marker. Let me see if this thing. Oh, only on your phone does it do that? All right, so you learn new things every day about stuff. All right, let's take this screen over here. Let's make it smaller. Okay, let me come to my OBS because I have the sound off. So I gotta see what's gonna play in order.
Y'all got some motherfucking characters. I was like, oh, you breaking troll accounts down now? I thought motherfucker said I was delusional for the shit.
All right, so I'm in the right spot. Okay. Okay. I might not be at the beginning of what was said. So let me go to 2740. And let's see what we got there.
Oh, for the logo. Fuck
Yeah,
that.
man.
You might as well ride with the duck.
Nah, nigga, I'm cool. Y'all go ahead. Y'all got it. Y'all promote them. I want to promote myself, not StreamYard. Unitonica, would you like to hit the link, Unitonica? I wonder did they get that trolling scenario under wraps. You know, I seen y'all people over there do a video on that perfectionist and stuff. The only thing I hate about Yvonne is that she always put that weird 666 shit on her shit. She said them people in that account said we. I'm thinking to myself, like, we mean the people. Why can't it mean that? If I would have pointed that out to you people, y'all would have came up with something that made sense. But when it comes to her, I guess y'all got her breaking down troll accounts or something. I'm like, how is she still even talking about anything when it comes to the cemetery when she's supposed to be better off? I was like, dog, y'all got some characters around this motherfucker though. Y'all got some motherfucking characters. I was like, oh, you breaking troll accounts down now? I thought motherfucker said I was delusional for the shit.
Oh.
I guess you motherfuckers look better than me though.
Nah, that wasn't why. I don't think that was why they were saying that.
Well, what point did she really prove? Because she didn't prove anything. You can't just stamp somebody on a troll account. I mean, I did it because that's what I'm gonna do, but you know, other people around here act like they more credible than me. So I'm like, damn, so you breaking down troll accounts now. So did y'all discover who it was, Gears?
I believe that was all that was said about Yvonne in that video as I went back and looked at it. Breaking down troll accounts. The 666 comment. That little snippet right there, that little portion, I believe it supports my position that, or my opinion, that there seemed to be some kind of troll hunter. I don't want to minimize it because it's important to the both of them, the content that they were producing or the passion that Karen has for searching out trolls or having the bookmarks, etc., etc. What I was upset about on Friday, and what I spoke on in my video, was specific to how to respond to somebody. That right there, based on what Karen said, if one were to respond to it, as Yvonne informed me she would be, and let me just go to my Friday's video, because Friday, I think I made it clear how I felt about Yvonne responding to her. So, like I said, I can't play Yvonne's video, but in her video, she says that Karen was on somebody's platform. So I went to go look, and I hate that I actually did that, to go look to see whose platform she was on when she said that, only to discover that it really wasn't said over there. It was said on her own. So I don't know if Yvonne mistook that, because if that was it's painstakingly clear that she was talking to Gears, but she was on her platform, because that's what the evidence shows. It doesn't show her anywhere other than there. All right, let me go to my video, and let me go to I don't know why I had that up. Oh, I know what it was. I was finding the link to put inside the box so y'all could see who is who. So y'all could find the videos easy for yourselves, to go review the videos for yourself, because I think that that's important, reviewing videos for yourself. Okay, this baby troll, etc. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so in my video, and I'm going to go back to the beginning, somewhere around here. Allegations about operator of a troll account in my world, in my community. The reason why people are taking offense to it is because they find themselves interconnected with whatever I'm doing, because they believe they own me. And that's disheartening to me. It is disheartening to me that people believe that they own you, but that's in a social space, and in social space where it's controlled by the subscriber, and where the subscriber feels emboldened. But that's the climate we're in. It's only how you appreciate it that matters. For that same purpose, it's a family around here, because people see themselves interconnected with each other. Why do you believe there is so much discernment right now about the baby troll? And Yvonne may have been the first one to publicly state in her video who she believes it to be. All right. I don't find that to be a negative comment about Yvonne. I was speaking to her, having pointed out who she thought the troll operator is, which is the daddy of the baby depicted in the trolls, that the troll is impersonating. And I wanted to make sure I highlight that, and not the argument between her and Karen that I would believe to ensue sometime thereafter watching this video. I didn't want it to be swept under the rug about that. So in my quest to make sure that the thing that needed to be highlighted, what really her content was about the troll, and being a troll bounty hunter or whatever. And this is what the troll bounty hunter was finding. But instead, I'm going to continue. She said the mama of the baby troll picture might be sleeping with the troll itself. That's an allegation. Woota, hoota, hoota, ha, ha to her. Now, I'm going to remove the word allegation because it appears that I would consider that an allegation because it's just a statement that you're making that you would have to prove. And the person making the allegation would be the burden would be on that person. But we know that in this environment, people prefer to just say it was their opinion because you can't really prove it at this point. If someone could prove that it was him, they would have proved it was him. It's just in the it's what a reasonable person conclusion could come to, but it is not. The burden would be on the person making the allegation. So I'm gonna pull the word allegation out of there because I understand what allegations mean. Maybe that could be offensive to Yvonne because she was just stating her opinion. And the reason why I further say that is because in her response video to her reaction video, she clarifies that is her opinion. An opinion is like an asshole. Everybody has one. Nobody has to prove an opinion. It's just that an opinion. She made it very clear. I'm making sure it get highlighted so it don't get mixed up with the narratives around Karen or the Karens with a C. You know, because anybody can be a Karen. What was that Karen supposed to be? California Reform Act. Now, one thing about critiquing and commentary on folks' videos, I may look for the literal sense of Karens, the ones with a C, and that is my opinion, that the ones that are detrimental to society right now are the ones that do what the Emmett Till Karen did, that do what the Karen in Central Park did. Let me just go to my transcript because my time is limited because I have responsibilities. The ones that do. Hey Sam, hey Beach, hey Karen. I played your video this morning. I need to find in my video, the one that I got up there, the timestamp. So it's perhaps before this. I just want the part where I'm explaining that she has a right to go currently in as a cemetery, why folks would be so upset about it. If the shoe doesn't fit and it's not applicable to you, I don't see why you taking offense to what I'm saying in my world, in my community. The reason why people are taking offense to it is because they find themselves interconnected with whatever I'm doing because they believe they own me. And that's disheartening to me because if you didn't feel like you owned a stake in whatever I was doing, you wouldn't take offense to what I was doing. So let's see if we can convey that so that you understand it. If you wasn't sowing a seed into my professional growth, then you wouldn't take it personal. If you wasn't feeling as if you are part of me in terms of what my success is or failure on this internet, you would not take it personal as to what I think or what I believe. You would just say, oh, that's that person's opinion. Point in case, the news goes on every day. No one takes it personal. This is a reflection on the community as a large. I'm just saying I watched Yvonne's video. that simulations that people can make a reference to something and folks not understand it metaphorically. So that's because we don't understand English, that the English language. If you understood the English language, you would understand the metaphor, and utilizing the cemetery for me as a metaphor is just explaining how I feel in terms of being dormant in an environment that's dormant because of the algorithm that is interconnected with the base, which is the audience, knowing your audience. I've been here several times. Almost every time I open up the terminology as to why I think of the environment that I'm currently in as a cemetery, why folks would be so upset about it. If the shoe doesn't fit and it's not applicable to you, I don't see why you're taking offense to what I'm saying in my world, in my community. The reason why people are taking offense to it is because they find themselves interconnected with whatever I'm doing because they believe they own me. And that's disheartening to me because if you didn't feel... All right, hold on a second. I'm going to have to open up the terminology. Ooh. I think this is a very good video, though. I think I made some very good points in it. I got 15 minutes left. It's crazy. I think when you really evaluate, I like this video. I like what I said. I guess I might have to come back and say it again. No, I'm not. Because at the end of the day, I'm not really that entwined to this stuff. I'm extremely disappointed, but I'm extremely disappointed in that Karen and Yvonne have been in this room for, I'm just going to take this year, 7 months coexisting. And I appreciate that they may not like each other before, because according to Yvonne's video, something happened before, or they had some kind of engagement before that went south. And I appreciate that they did not catfight in here. And I think that speaks to both women's respect for me and the relationship that I have formulated with each one independent of the other. My relationship with Karen had nothing to do with Yvonne, and my relationship with Yvonne had nothing to do with Karen. There's nothing that Karen could have said to me about Yvonne that would have convinced me otherwise of who Yvonne was, or changed the way I entrusted or believed in Yvonne's capabilities. It would have never had any bearing on that. And there's nothing that I could even think of that Yvonne could have told me about Karen that would have made me think otherwise. And I can't even really think of any situation where I can't think of anything off the top of my head that either woman really, it was not a threesome here. Each relationship that I have with folks is independent of another person. No one can come in and tell me something about anybody that I that I engage with. Can't nobody tell me anything that's going to make me change my point of view. I am going to have to get bit by the person myself. So that means if I had to get bit by Karen, then it's going to be me getting bit by her alone, not with anybody influence. If I had to get bit by Yvonne, it would have been me alone without anybody else's influence. I regarded and have always presented the relationship with Yvonne as that of a mentorship. However, I do not agree with her depiction of the mentorship. I did not see her as the mentor and me as the mentee. I saw it as a mutual peer, something on a peer level, because I believe there are good qualities of Monica that is not YouTube based that gives to a relationship. And I believe I brought that forward, and it helped process many things that we endured here. Now, yes, it is true that Yvonne has been here before me, and she has engaged and had a lot of spats with people here. And I could definitely learn from her tutelage in those areas. But after a certain period of time, that runs its course. It's the same jargon. It's the same approach. Don't say nobody's name, but you make a video with my name in it. It's just, I believe that what's going on here right now in my best account of stuff is that just because I won't conform to what's being said by the consensus, and she's representing the consensus, and the consensus is just against Karen at this point. So the consensus is Monica's not towing the line with what we're telling her to do. That is the worst position anyone could be on. When you give somebody a recommendation, and this is broad, this is for anybody, and this is general. This is not specific to this situation, but it can be applicable to this situation. When you are giving somebody your advice, your recommendations, your suggestions, they are not demands for performance. You're not demanding that a person act upon what you're telling them. If you're doing it from the right space, all you're doing is giving guidance. I'm nobody's child here where someone thinks that they should tell me something and that I should do as they say. I am a grown woman, a grown ass woman at that. So that is an unreasonable expectation if that was the expectation that was planted out here. It's sad and it's misguided at best. I have no intentions of ever being anybody's patsy. People are accustomed to, and Yvonne had this word up there, manipulating other people to act. I am not part of a group. I'm not part of a collective. I'm an independent person. I make the joke from time to time. I'm independent. I make my own money. Don't tell me how to spend it. There's a reason for that. My thoughts is independent. Now, just because I have an abundance of respect for folks, it does not mean that I'm going to disrespect your opinion. And when I say disrespect your opinion, I'm talking about in the scope of, I'm going to dish you for giving me that opinion. I appreciate that you took the time to give that to me. So when I saw the mentor relationship, and then there were things guised in that about what a mentor should not be, I'm not looking for no yes friend at all, because I'm looking for no friends. And, if one was to really honestly listen to what you was hearing, I was hearing a little bit of hurt, because I'm not professing to be anybody's friend. On this YouTube, I have no friends. I have not one YouTube ship friend here. This is a business for me. I have business acquaintances, if that's the best. I have content creators that we have something in common in terms of content. I would like to see that as a business engagement. So what did I do at some point? At some point, I discontinued any kind of YouTube ship that extended beyond the platform. The best example of that is the relationship I have with Beach. I have no communications with her outside of the platform. I don't call her. I don't have a way. I don't have her email. I don't email her. I don't try to get in touch with her for any purposes. If I need to speak to her, it's strictly in the public forum. Anybody can see at any given moment what that context of our conversation would, because it's front and center. It's front and center, and it's visible. And I prefer that with everyone moving forward on this, until I can get to a state where you can have a professional relationship with folks that is just that, a professional relationship. Now, I still do have some content creators, and I considered Yvonne to be one of them. But I think that season has come to sunset after all the things I heard the other day. And I don't believe it's because I just don't see where you could really move forward with that. And I contemplated this for a second, a couple of seconds. In trying to understand what she said. She said there's no dispute between me and Mo. There is not. She is correct about that. There's no dispute. I didn't need to be in the middle of her and Karen's thing, and I knew that I was going to be sitting in the middle. And that would have been one of the times y'all could have made all the videos y'all wanted, because I would have took no side in that, because they both were chasing the same demon. I'm sorry. They was chasing somebody else's baby. I am so sick of this damn baby. From the moment that it arrived here, surprisingly, it's been the focus of this. It's been the focus of that. It's been let the damn kid live without being the center of the YouTube space. Hopefully that'll get y'all to hate me so much y'all won't fuck with me no more. I don't really care right about this at this moment. But it's the center of their narrative over there in their lifetime, right? If you fuck somebody from the internet and then you give birth to a baby, I guess that would be the center of attraction the whole time, because nobody knew. It was a surprise. Bomb, whatever. But it didn't need to be the center of what's going on over here. It's not part of my community. what I'm doing over here, it had nothing to do with that. Basically, I see them as two troll things, two troll catchers, trying to troll catch something that probably is not even worth catching, as far as I could see it. But would I tell either one of them that? No, I would respect what they were doing on their platform and how they were doing it. Now, I know that when the cemetery video came out, I felt a certain kind of way about the cemetery video, and that's Yvonne's cemetery video, right? That I had trouble getting through the video. It's not the first time I've had trouble getting through an Yvonne video, right? Because sometimes it's the content itself doesn't marinate with my spirit, so I can't see it through to the end. But it doesn't mean I don't support. At that time, I was a member of it. So at some gesture, at some point, I was sowing a seed into something because I believed in it. And I too believed in me. And I still think that might have been the case when that's a difficult video that she made. And the reason why it was a difficult video to make is because she didn't have a conversation with me to get my opinion. Last but not least, when I mentioned in the video several times, and you can go through my video and find it, that I only watched Yvonne's video, it was in the context of only watching Yvonne's video as it relates to trolls. As soon as I ended the live on Friday, it was brought to my attention that on John Frank's panel earlier on Thursday, that there was Faith. I believe this is the one where I was told it was Faith, John Frank had Faith up there. Oh, and then Psycho with the bird's eye view was up there speaking to the mother. So that would be the Graphic Artillery channel. She was up there arguing with her, or they were having a conversation. I don't know either way because I did not watch it. I did not watch John Frank's video, so I don't know. But that's what I was told immediately afterwards. So when I was in my video and I was saying I only watched Yvonne's video, that was to give in the context of or specific to the situation with the troll and her statements and comments towards the troll. I did see the reward announcement. I did, if it's a video, I didn't watch the video, but I did read the comments because that's what we do first. I read the comments, and in reading the comments, I discovered that reward. And I was like, yo, and that's why I spoke on Liz Lyons, because that's what I saw with the $500 plus their $500 would make it $1,000. So I don't know if I heard about their 500 or if it's stated in there, but it doesn't matter. Yvonne's video corroborates that there was a 500. Thereafter, I'm told that there was other people donating to it. But I was only dwelling on the 500 at that point. And my commentary was just at the surprise, again, that this is a donor, and my thoughts on that donor's participation as it comes to money. Not that the person is bad, but the person is being had. That's basically my opinion on it. Guess I can't make that allegation based on what I told you before. 10 minutes. Because it's Sunday. Give me 10 minutes. No, I didn't see him. Oh, you could give it to him then. So that's where I stand on all of this. I think it's unfortunate. I wish that I had been kept out of it, and the troll whisperer, and the troll catcher would have had their argument non-inclusive of me. Oh, what did I did say, right? I said that when you're going to argue with someone, and this is my opinion and this is my approach, and maybe this was my mentee response, because as I defined the relationship of mentor-mentee, and now that I know that I was the mentee, in my rhetorical as a mentee, I would have always said to anyone, argue the substance with the person. It has more credibility in my eyes. When people take low blows and low shots at other things existential to the person, it tells me that you're losing, period. That's why I don't engage. I went in this video and I went to the comment of people putting up videos saying that Monica Mo Justice is going to be a famous YouTuber one day. And being a famous YouTuber, it discloses that my son was convicted of attempted murder, yada, yada, yada. And I said, that's all fictitious. Prove it. Prove that. This is what happens when you allow rhetoric to go untouched, unapproached. But this is what they do. That's a lie. That was what I would consider to be libel and slander. And one day, if I become a famous YouTuber, I will address that in that arena at that time. I'm just this mediocre girl with just another girl on the YouTube. Like when they said I first came out here, like, oh, your voice sounds like just another girl on the IRT. Okay, well, I'm just another girl on the YouTube. And I think right now I've got all my YouTube ships except for like the one I have with Glib, which, it's just a Glib and Mo thing. We got a lot of things as content creators that are in common that have nothing to do with the beef that's rolling around here. And I can appreciate that he's not involved in this stuff, because we don't have to talk about this stuff. We can talk about the stuff that we like to talk about, which is a platform, and how to win on here. And I want more of those type of conversations around me, how to win around here. Now, I'm not going to say that Yvonne's conversations with me were not in that substance. I would believe that they were. How to win around here. How to win. But I don't know. I guess time will have to tell on that in that arena. But as it stands right now, I'm fading into the abyss. Karen, I played the part where you mentioned the 666. I don't know if you were here or not, but I saw that you were here now. I played the part about the 666 because I didn't. One of Yvonne's gripes with me is that I didn't speak out to you against what you said. I still believe that's a you and her argument to be had, and I hope what I would hope for you, Karen. Just me being 100 here, I would hope that you take the highest road on this shit, because I think that you is better than some of this. So I would hope you take the highest road that you can take on this, in terms of perhaps it. I'm not gonna. I just hope that you would take the highest road and just be a lady, because I think you offended her. And because you questioned her content. But I think that we all question each other's content, and someone should be able to defend it if it needs to be defended or what have you. And I think she gave an appropriate response as to what the 666 meant. And that's about it. But the bottom line, beyond looking at the 666, the issue is y'all both chasing the same thing. And as I said in the beginning, the consensus of the people it's just going to be, just crazy. And that's about it. I've tried to keep this commentary directed at the things that involve me around this topic. Hopefully, I don't know where it goes. I don't know where it goes from here, but just moving forward, staying in my own lane as it relates to y'all, as it relates to that issue. Hopefully I brought clarity. I wish I could have found the part in the thing. I say every time, I don't like doing these. I do these videos when I'm on a time constraint so that I don't stay here and belabor the point. But I hate to be under the pressure of time also. But maybe sometimes these situations don't really warrant that much of a response. So, what more can I say? That's questions, comments, concerns from the chat. I'm going to take a moment to look at the chat. I believe I was in the last video, I was like, questions, comments, concerns, but not from Karen. And that's just because I already know what that would look like. A mentor, a trusted counselor, guide, or teacher. Someone who will walk alongside you during your entrepreneurial journey. What a mentor isn't. They are not the person. Mentoring is not for dealing with underperforming individuals. Mentoring is not taking on the problems or work of a mentee. A mentor should not find themselves doing things outside the mentoring session for the mentee. This sounds like something out of a job requirement. When you have mentoring for a position at a job, this doesn't sound like the relationship of a content creator to another content creator. When we're all in the same space vying for the same thing. It's not intended to deal with personal issues or to be somebody's therapist. I hope that I have never come across as needing to get therapeutic advice over here like this. I would hope not. I would hope that when women are bonding, that we're being open as women with one another. I want to end on how I see my vision of a mentor and what I saw in this. Because I look for successful things, and I probably would have highlighted the positive. A successful mentor relationship is being respectful of the mentor's time. It's demonstrating the interest in the mentor's. A mentor would be a person that has a certain craft that they're good in. You would show an interest in that. And I hope that I did throughout the time. Be appreciative. I've been extremely appreciative. That's why I've dubbed it that. But one did not have to accept it as being that type of relationship if they really truly wanted a friendship. You asked for feedback. I think that was mutual. I believe the conversations were good and wholesome. You be prepared for anything. You come prepared, ready to do. You don't want to waste the person's time. Peer mentorship. So when I talk about peer mentorship, I'm looking at a colleague. A colleague is somebody on the same level. Now, I can see in Yvonne saying, I'm not on the same level as Monica Mo Justice. I've been here for so long. And so I've been here for so long. I've done this and I've got $10,000 checks. Like I could show you some paychecks, right? That's all the things of the past. We're living in the present right now, and the present is looking dismal. And together, that could have been rewarding. And I, for what it's worth, I think it served its time. But in that peer relationship, you coach and guide one another. And I hope that although you saw me as a mentee, that in the relationship you appreciate, or come to one day appreciate, that I too provided a benefit. That there was something I offered as well as something that I had to gain out of it. I don't believe I need any more mentorships on here, on the YouTube, because, it's just not that. It's just not that. It's not needed. And there are channels devoted to doing just that. And the same way one can consume this negative stuff that's out here, one can easily consume any one of those channels that are developed by YouTube to help you grow your platform. Oh God, hold on. Whoops. It will never make sense to people to speak on what they deem dead. 100. In my opinion, why opine on a space of social media you don't approve of? I'm just asking. Okay, good question. It's a question that I've answered several times in the past as I opine on being dormant. So I believe that I've addressed this several times every time I go into the conversation. And it deals around KYA, the audience. All of this is directed around the audience. When the audience changes, the algorithm for me will change. The converse to that is people are saying when your content changes, then the audience will change, right? That is also true, but not in a monetized space. So in a monetized space, which I am in now and which I have been for some time, but didn't utilize it to my benefit. And I've taken hiatus around here where I've taken a hiatus. I've taken that around here where I didn't talk on these folks, where my content was driven on court cases and the things that I saw and so on and so forth, which doesn't appease to this audience, which then leaves the channel dead in the cemetery. Okay. I have to take my daughter to work. I don't know what she didn't care. That's their business though. Lord, man, everyone want to be extra smart and special. That's the problem. She broke it down. Can't help it. Folks stuck in their head. Laugh out loud. Don't ignore my comments. No, lady, I didn't ignore your comments. I just didn't get to that chat window yet. Okay, so that's about it. I appreciate that you took the time to opine in here, and hopefully, that'll be what it is. A rose gold lovely. You're a very intelligent woman. Evaluate all the information. That's all I can say to you. Evaluate all the information. I'll be back later this morning with Glib to talk about fences, and we'll see how that goes around here. But that's a conversation we wanted to have, and it's something that we was planning. Anyway, today's production was brought to you by the M, the O, Mo.